Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning, I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to another edition of Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker News you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever in the world it is that you happen to be. Day 5 of the Derek Chauvin trial, where prosecution has been steadily pressing its case over the George Floyd murder, or killing or death, depending on how you see it. This has been an interesting case. They've brought forth prosecution is bringing forth its case, and you can already see where the defense is headed. Actually, George Floyd killed himself. He was a drug user, and he died from drug abuse. He got high 2 months prior to his killing, so that was why he died that day. And he died from a massive heart attack from a drug-induced stupor. He died from all kinds of things. He died from the crowd being so boisterous, and the crowd of about 8 people being so overwhelming that the officers took their concentration off of what they were doing to him and, of course, put it on the crowd. Therefore, they didn't notice he was dying underneath their knee. It was all his fault. The police had absolutely zero complicity in his death. I think it's hell, if you got to have a defense, you got to have a defense. So we'll see what happens. They're already destroying his credibility. This is what happens. They character assassinate you. If you were ever high, if you ever drunk, if you ever stole a car in high school, and you died at 50, 35 years later, you're the bad guy. So, hey, we shall see what happens. I'm Black Dragon, your host. I did a whole show yesterday about this. I don't typically stray off biker news. That's why I think I'm going to start a program called the Black Dragon Report. And the Black Dragon Report will be my place where I can do all of my political stuff and stuff. That way I don't have to bore you guys with my leanings. And you guys can get your mail news. I got a email from a guy named Sagunish, I think. And he sent me, I think, said live or recorded. And he says, as a biker, I get out of bed at 6:30 a.m. 6:30. That means 6:30 a.m. I watch your video when I wake up. you have so many technical difficulties that I personally think you should record perfect shows rather than have us sit through, with bated breath, your plethora of technical difficulties. What do you think, my mellow? And my mellow is ghetto jargon for mellow, laid-back dude. Oh, and he sent me all these real cool pictures of his motorcycle, and I'm not sure if he he is in the United States. Okay, so wow, he sent a picture of a guy standing up with a sign that says, "I'm proud we killed you Indians and stole your land." He said, "I thought this was an interesting picture of this dude here." So I don't know. The reason I'm still doing lives is because most of the folks over here on screen, should I do live or recorded? I personally would go for recorded because I don't have to get up. And Hollywood does his at night, and he records perfect shows. But my most of my folks, yeah, there it is right there, stay live. Most of my folks over on Screen 2, and is Screen 2 working today? It is. It's working. Most of my I get most of my folks that say stay live. So I don't know. I prefer see my folks over here. I prefer recorded personally. But I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look at it because I believe that I love all my viewers, and first of all, I'm just pleased that you would get up in the morning and just listen to me, because I've had so many folks say how terrible my show is, and then some folks love it. So I don't know. I am working to straighten out these technical difficulties. Like I have a new way that I do things. For instance, like I have this thing on my studio that will show me if my microphone is working. So I just did that yesterday because of the problems I've had with sound. So now I'm actually looking at my microphone work, and we figured out yesterday that it was a bad cord, and we've taken care of some of those issues. So I work these things out, but the bottom line is the technology it takes to run this software that I come to you guys on. For instance, I'm no longer recording my podcast, The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos. I'm not recording it live because the application that I use is scratchy, something like that. And I didn't know that until you guys told me, because I don't really go back and listen to these things. Maybe I should, but when you do them every day, I don't go back and listen. So someone's told me that my Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos podcast has been scratchy forever. And I went back and did an analysis, and it is the software. So I'm in touch with the company to try to figure out how to fix their software so that it's working properly, because I've got all of the requirements the computer is supposed to have. So right now I'm actually recording it on an application, and this is the application that it's being recorded on right here. So after I get done, and you got to imagine the computing power it takes to run a video streamer across the network, and at the same time you're running this program here that's recording as you speak. There's a lot of computer processing power going on here. So I'm getting ready to try to take it to 64. I got 32 gig of RAM. I thought I was doing something. So I'm going to have to buy another 32 gig of RAM just to run all this. And that's $895. And I don't have those funds right this second to make that happen. So we're just trying to make it go, man. And I wouldn't have to run all of this stuff if I weren't live. If I weren't live, I could just run a recording camera, record, save that recording down. When I save it, break it into two, one a video, one an audio, send that audio off to the Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, my podcast platform, and it would be much easier. But running all of this live, and then you got I run 3 or 4 cameras at the same time. I've got a whole new studio setup coming that you guys will see in a few days, and it'll be running different camera views and all this stuff. But it's really the content that does it all. And you guys used to watch me when I just had this cell phone sitting right here, and I hit a button and the cell phone go live. It's so crazy how this cell phone does damn near everything all this stuff does. But I used to stick my cell phone there where the camera is and hit live, and you guys watched me for a couple years, and that's all I had, and that's all I did. And I had a little face microphone, that I had a little microphone where I can't find it, but my little earplug hanging down. And so it was the content, the MC protocol and stuff like that. But as you do this more and you want to do it better, I got a new background coming and all this stuff, and I'm getting ready to take my cot out of here, so you guys won't be seeing my cot. I won't be sleeping in the office anymore, all kind of stuff. I think that cot's leaving up out of here today or tomorrow. So I'm trying to do it well, and I hate the fact that I run into these issues, and so I just spent 10 minutes apologizing for that. And somebody's going to complain about that. 13 minutes. All right, moving forward. First of all, it's good to see you all here. You're not here to make a perfect show. You're here to make a good show, and the live makes it a good show. Well, thank you, Bill. Papa Renegade says, we like you live. We can and will wait for your technology. If you listen to everyone telling you about your show, there'd probably be no show, right? We all love the live show. If you don't like the live show, don't show up, says Bill. Your channel, your choice. Black Dragon, don't worry about the technical issues. We enjoy you because we can interact with you live. So, it goes back and forth. Some people like, what's up, Motorhead Motor Grupo? Motorhead Motor Club. What happened to your name? Motorhead Motor Club changed his name from Motorhead Motor Grupo. What? Don't be changing your name, man. We know you for who you are. Motorhead Moto Club. Motorhead Moto Club now. Got it, man. Over there in Brazil. Thank you for showing up, man. We appreciate you, and we do notice that you've changed your name. Does that mean you've changed your YouTube name as well? Yeah, I guess that does. I did it once, man. I changed from Black Dragon National President when I was the national president of the Mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. And then when I stepped down from that office, the new national president was all jealous and stuff. You're still using that name. You're disrespecting me. Dude, the president of the United States, when he steps down, they still call him Mr. President. But, when you're in a motorcycle club, you have to love on everybody. So I changed my name. I didn't want to change my name, but I changed my name to Black Dragon Biker TV from Black Dragon National President. And what sucks is I still have to use that as the... when I give it out as a link, it still has to say Black Dragon Biker TV or Black Dragon National President because YouTube won't change that. But I changed my name one time. It was cool. Good luck today, buddy, with your equipment. It gives me some morning laughs. So thank you for making my... You're laughing at me. When my equipment goes out, you guys are having a good laugh. No, that's not cool. Good morning, everybody. I'm Snap Dog of Afro Dogs MC. What's up, Snap Dog? Good to have you on. Good morning to you all. We talked about George Floyd. That's permeating the news. At least CNN. I don't know what Fox is showing. I guess I haven't looked at Fox in a while, or CNBC. I don't know but I have been watching the trial. This guy, this RNC guy, the guy with the funny hair. The guy that came out against Liz Cheney actually went to her own state and tried to unseat Liz Cheney. And, Liz Cheney used to be big potatoes in the Republican Party. And this new booty comes in, and the new booty is trying to boot her out. And I say this stuff for motorcycle clubs because you can draw these parallels with life. And it's kind of funny because now the guy is facing some craziness of his own. That's why I always say, don't worry about the upstarts. It happens to me all the time. Some new channel comes on, and the first thing they want to do is attack Black Dragon. He ain't this, he ain't that. He's speaking on business he shouldn't be speaking on, blah, 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 blah. I'm not worried about that. What matters is how long you last, not the splash you make. And so history and the Bible are full of upstarts that come in and try to trash everything everybody's doing. And you have to be careful when you live in a glass house and be throwing them stones around. Like if you throw a stone the wrong way and it ricochets in your glass house, it's about to break some windows. So here this guy is. I forget the guy's name. This guy, this little, is he a senator? He was one of Trump's biggest supporters. And he goes over to go to Liz Cheney's state and mess with her, blah, blah, try to get her kicked out. Now, all of a sudden, he's facing the worst kinds of accusations. Accusations of having sex with underaged girls, underaged teenagers. That's a charge. You can never recover from that charge, whether it's proven false or innocent. You can never even recover from that. Just be thankful it's not little girls, but rather underage girls. If it was little girls like children, you could never recover from that at all. But he was the first guy standing up and screwing with people, and you got to be careful who you screw with, especially when you're screwing with career politicians and you have any dirt in your background. They're going to find you out, dude. These people have been in Congress and stuff a long time. They know how to take people out. I think Donald Trump's the only guy I ever saw that just didn't get taken out for going against the establishment. Everybody else does. For going against the establishment. So when you're your new booty in a motorcycle club and you come in trying to tear down walls and go against the establishment, these old ingrained people, they've been here a while. They know what the hell they're doing. You're going to retire somebody like you know what the hell you're doing. It's kind of funny to me, man. It's funny when somebody said, Sven said, accusing somebody is no proof of evidence. Man, no one has ever needed proof or evidence to destroy your career with an accusation, because we love news and we love gossip as a people, as a world. We love that. That's why motorcycle clubs get such a bad rap anywhere in the world, because you don't have to prove that we're these bad things. You don't have to prove that. All you got to do is say it. And that's how it's always been. So you have to understand the dynamics of of the group, of group think, of group logic. You have to understand those dynamics. If you don't understand it, you wind up falling prey to those sorts of things. So our lead-in story in the news is a firefighter who's fighting to get his job back and his pension after being fired for being a member of a motorcycle club. Let's see. He didn't use the FBI in D.C. to report it. He used the FBI in Florida. Wait and see. Got to have evidence. Yeah, they needed dirt. They needed dirt, fake or not. They needed dirt. Yeah, they needed dirt on that guy. That's what Gene Campbell is saying. Firefighter fighting to get job and pension back after being fired for being a member of a motorcycle club, by Jacqueline Moorhead. This is over on Hollywood's HarleyLiberty.com. So one can't be both a first responder and someone who participates in illegal drug use and distribution, says labor attorney Vincent Ragosta, who is representing Smithfield in its labor arbitration case against former Smithfield firefighter Thomas Mulcahy. Fired over criminal activity that later was pleaded down to a lesser charge, former Smithfield firefighter Mulcahy is suing the town for his job and his pension back. It's been the town's view that drug use, drug dealing, and affiliation with drug dealers, gun runners, are completely incompatible of a position of public trust as a firefighter, attorney Ragosta said. Discussions continued in an executive session on Tuesday, a process that will likely see the town enter a deal with Mulcahy, said Ragosta. So the labor attorney says they're probably going to enter a deal with him, even though he's running the guy's name through the mud. He says they're likely going to enter some sort of deal, and the only reason they would enter some sort of deal is if they don't have everything they say they're supposed to have. If the evidence doesn't line up, then they're going to have to enter some kind of deal. So let's see. On the agenda will be the discussion and possible vote to finalize any settlement agreement from the arbitration. Ragosta also represents, I can't speak this morning, the state police and labor arbitration, telling the Valley Breeze and Observer that his contacts within the state police helped create a strong case against Mulcahy. Over the course of time since he was terminated, the town received full cooperation from the state police and the AG, so the town can present a case to establish just cause for termination. I think that's kind of ratty. So this attorney, who is an attorney for the fire department and the state, is also an attorney for the police department. So he calls the police department up for his case against this firefighter to ask them to provide everything they have to bolster his case. This is why people don't like attorneys. In an arbitration case, the town has the burden of proof that it has just cause to fire Mulcahy based on off-duty conduct, Ragosta said. Records related to wiretaps of Mulcahy's activity with outlaw motorcycle gangs prove that he can't work with public trust, Ragosta said. You know, I would think what would prove that he can't work with public trust would be the hundreds of lives you've saved. I think that would say more than anything whether or not you could be trusted, don't you? But anyway, that's me. Because as a firefighter of all those years, does that not account for something? Ragosta said the implications of a first responder helping drug overdose victims while at the same time dealing drugs creates an obvious problem. Mulcahy was arrested in 2018 during the Rhode Island State Police investigation Operation Patched Out. You guys know about that, and we've been talking about Operation Patched Out for a while, when more than 50 members of the Woonsocket-based Pagans and Cripmen motorcycle clubs were arrested. Officers seized guns and large quantities of marijuana, crack cocaine, and heroin during the bust. Mulcahy received 4 felony charges that were reduced to 2 misdemeanors in December 2018. And why do you reduce those charges? Because you ain't got no evidence. Smithfield officials fired Mulcahy in January 2020, and representatives from his local union 2050 of the Rhode Island State Association of Firefighters almost immediately responded that the town violated the terms and conditions of his employment. So his union is behind him. The union requested that Mulcahy be reinstated and receive lost wages and benefits with interest until termination of his employee. Mulcahy was on paid administrative leave. Mulcahy's representative could not be reached for comment this week while Mulcahy fights for his job back. Ragosta and Smithfield are fighting to keep him out of a town position. A person in a position of public trust has broken that trust, committed crimes, and wants to come back to work, Ragosta said. According to the search warrant, Mulcahy was 55 at the time of the arrest, was patched over to become a member of the Pagans after being a member of the Cripmen. The same warrant affidavit describes wired phone conversations of Mulcahy and incarcerated Cripmen club leader Rodney Lambert discussing the quality of cocaine and using illegal drugs. Mulcahy went on work to work closely with the pagan leader Derek Tuna McGuire, who was also arrested and charged. Documents describe him as a large-scale manager of illegal narcotics, but I guess they couldn't prove that. So they dropped his felonies down to a misdemeanor. And so that not being able to be proved, give me my job back and give me my pension back and give me my interest. Y'all made a whole lot of accusations here. Ain't nobody proved them. And despite everything Attorney Ragosta has said, he also said that we are likely to enter into a deal with him. And so we shall see. In a court-issued wiretap on April 23, it is alleged that Mulcahy discusses with a gang member that I got to work tonight, referring to his shifts, while also inquiring about cocaine for his customers. So that's some of the stuff they claim is going on, but they also say they've got to enter into an agreement with him. So we shall see if he gets his job back as a firefighter and his money. 16 biker associates of motorcycle gangs have been charged with 60 offenses as part of a police operation. So 16 bikies over in bikie land over in Australia and associates of motorcycle gangs have been charged with 60 offenses as part of a police operation in the Mackay region. Detectives from Crime and Intelligence Command's Organized Crime Gangs Group. Man, they got a... How do you make that an acronym? Crime and Intelligence Command's Organized Crime Gangs Group. Say that 10 times. Displayed to Mackay last week, where they executed 17 search warrants between March 18th and March 24th. A member of the Nomads Outlaw Motorcycle Gang and a 36-year-old man were charged with possessing tainted property, possessing explosives, and possessing property suspected of being used in connection with drug offenses after police raided an Arlie Beach property. I'm not sure where Arlie is. Police said about $70,000 was seized during the search with investigations going on. The man was also charged with impersonating a police officer after he allegedly stopped a vehicle on March 19 using red and blue flashing lights found fitted to the dashboard of his vehicle. 23-year-old West Mackay woman was charged with 5 counts of possessing dangerous drugs, including fantasy and methamphetamine and cannabis, 2 counts of possessing controlled drugs, and 1 count each of possessing a utensil and possessing anything in the commission of a crime. They just threw the book at her. Police said motorcycle club paraphernalia, including a rebel's vest and belt, were seized from other addresses. What do you need a belt and a vest for? Do belts and vests commit crimes? Oh my goodness. Police said that, they like to have something that they hold up. Oh, we got the rebels belt here. We're destroying crime. They like to put that stuff up. Operation Kinfolk, whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy. Operation, and then they have all these operation names but hey, you got to justify your existence to the taxpayers. Police said motorcycle club paraphernalia was taken. Detective acting Superintendent Craig McGrath, we've heard this name before, said the operation showed police would continue to target bikies and bikie gangs across Queensland. Statewide, the organized crime gangs group will continue supporting local police to target the offending of these criminal organizations, as well as gathering intelligence to share among law enforcement nationally, he said. Oh, my goodness. The war goes on, folks. The war goes on. In the United States, back home, this is a sad one. Emergency crews saved the life of a biker who fed them during COVID-19. A Brooklyn man was honored Wednesday for helping out emergency personnel during the pandemic's darkest days. His goodwill came without ever knowing that he would need those same medics to eventually save his life. That's why you're supposed to do good out there, and you guys hear me sing every day, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Because there's nothing like having given love and then gotten it back. And the song One Love, the rap song by Houdini, I'd rather to have loved and to have lost than never to have loved at all. You guys don't know who Houdini is, do you? Just take my word for it. Love is everything. And so giving love to somebody and then getting sick and have them give it back, so when COVID-19 pandemic forced a shutdown last year in the city that never sleeps, Jose Rosario felt the need to jump in and help. Good for Jose. The 44-year-old Brooklyn man, better known as Butter, joined his friends from his motorcycle club to drop off food at almost every EMS station throughout New York City. Isn't that cool? If we help them, they're helping more people, said Butter. Just weeks after Butter fueled the city's heroes, an unexpected emergency on Mother's Day would lead to a life-saving reunion. Butter had a heart attack, and he called EMS Lieutenant Anthony Almojera for help. I said, "What else are you feeling?" He told me some other symptoms. I said, "Jose, you might be having a heart attack," said Lieutenant Almojera. Almojera is the vice president of the local 3,621. I didn't know the local unions went up to like 4-digit numbers. Anyway, local 3,621. He and his fellow paramedics saved Butter's life. It's priceless. It's priceless. I would probably have to feed them for the rest of my life because they gave it back to me, said Butter. To have Jose say, "I'm having a heart attack," and for us to say, "We got you." He's alive today, said Almojera. That's everything. The men and women of EMS consistently help people all day long, but it's really special to help somebody who went above and beyond to help you. Butter's now on the road to recovery, and he's beyond thankful for the paramedics. The feeling's mutual because the paramedics honored Butter with a special ceremony this week, marked with a distinguished plaque fit for a hero. And if you'd like to make a donation to help Butter, you can contact Butter's Motorcycle Club by email at hustlekingsbk@gmail.com. Hustle Kings with a Z, HUSTLEKINGZ BK@gmail.com. So if you guys want to help him out, I'm just so proud of Butter. I love Butter and his motorcycle club, the Hustle Kings MC, for doing good stuff. Good on you, Hustle Kings MC, from the Black Dragon over there in New York. I'm so proud of you guys. Glad to read this good stuff about y'all here in the news. Hey, here's one, people. This is one, an interesting one where the police department is not happy with you bikers on this one. And you would think they would be happy with y'all because y'all are trying to help. And is the Black Sabbath funeral this Saturday? No, my friend, it was last Saturday. Just so you know. Thank you for asking, Big Lock Joker. The folks that you would think that they would like this one because the bikers that are against child predators are often doing things to thwart child predatorism, child predatism, child abusers, child people who ain't doing right. You know, we got organizations like BACA that are, you know, against bullying, and then we have other organizations that are even doing more towards trafficking and to combat trafficking and that sort of thing. But a prosecutor has recently come out and said bikers against predators, vigilantes, could be causing more harm than good in their so-called child sex stings. You wouldn't think that you could cause more harm than good. You would think that when you go after a child predator, no matter who you are, going after them is the right thing to do. But perhaps not according to this prosecutor. Maybe it's the way you go after them that's important. And so let's get into this story. So a prosecutor says bikers against predators, vigilantes, could be causing more harm than good in child sex stings. This is Elkhart, Indiana. Regardless of their motives, it is the actions that they are taking that I cannot condone, says this prosecutor. The Elkhart County prosecutor is asking online groups to stop trying to confront online predators. Just stop it. And this is why. We talk to people who participate in these groups. They say they do it to bring awareness to the fact that there are so many predators online. The groups create profiles using pictures of adults who look younger and pretend to be kids online, eventually meeting up with so-called predators and to stream it live on Facebook. Yes. Yes. That's right, ain't it? But the prosecutor says the problem is because people in these groups don't have any police training, and they need to respect the legal presumption that people are innocent until proven guilty. Two active members of these groups say that they have ground rules. They never initiate chat. They don't start down the path of sexual conversations, and they aren't the ones who ask to meet. They don't do those things. That's not what they do. But, and I guess if you were following those rules, then why should you, if you're not initiating the sex talk, you're not initiating the chat, and you're not the one that says let's meet, then you should stream his butt, right? But it's not like we're trying to catch them, or it's not like we're hunting them down. These guys are preying on our children, and they are setting themselves up, says Robert Bloom with Bikers Against Predators. The Elkhart County prosecutor, however, worries that people who do this can be clouded by bias. We want to make sure we are doing things by the book, says Vicky Becker. We want to make sure we are not violating anyone's rights. We want to make sure that if individuals are doing these kinds of things, that they should be held accountable. And that way we intervene. This is what Vicky says. Becker says the groups have caused complications, making it harder for valid law enforcement. I can't be specific because I don't want to give away the criminal playbook of how to avoid prosecution, she said. But you folks getting in our way with this, that is screwing up some of the cases because you don't know what you're doing. And have you guys seen that before? Shield NWI with Baca says you need a pedophile hunting license. Wow. Is there such a thing? Any child predator, I would like to hunt him down. Take care, Viker. Take care. Viker's got to run. And somebody says pound Pizzagate. You guys remember that one. But that's kind of crazy. We're back to the story. Becker says these groups have caused complications, making it harder for valid law enforcement. She worries about confrontations also escalating to violence. And that is that is a real one, because if you really catch one of these people, or you really piss one off, or sometimes you can mess with the wrong bro. Sometimes they ain't going for that BS, like all these cameras and stuff and streaming them live on Facebook can get you shot. Especially if somebody feels like they're being falsely targeted and you've just ruined them, and now their wife's going to leave them on all this BS, and you didn't even have it right. You might get killed. So she worries confrontations could escalate to violence. There's always a risk that it is understood from the get-go, said Hannah Adar, president. Says Hannah Adar, Predator Catchers Incorporated. That's another one, Predator Catchers Incorporated. She said there's always a risk, and Hannah could be a man, but Hannah Adair said there's always a risk, and that is understood from the get-go. So, yeah, we know we could get shot, Becker. That's what we're out here for. We're out here to stop child predatorism. But Becker says the ends don't justify the means. We can't just get out there and be vigilanteing on people. You ain't a cop. Sit your butt down. Shaming someone and embarrassing them might work for a short time, but then they're just going to move on and be smarter on how they're engaging in their crimes the next time, especially if you did something to screw up a case and that person gets off, and they're not going to start being a predator, but they will become more sophisticated. It's a bruise or a scab. You're tougher right there on that part. So we're not trying to condemn or embarrass the crap out of them. What we're trying to do is bring awareness to this whole issue of online child predators, says Adair, who is unmoved by Becker's ideas. Adair is unmoved. We're not trying to condemn or embarrass. We're trying to bring awareness and shut the situation down. The prosecutor says they do know of one investigation in Elkhart County that was spurred by action from these online groups. She says if anyone thinks their child may be talking to an online predator, to contact the police. That's our job. We'll handle that. But the police can't be everywhere at all times. The group members said their ultimate goal is to work with prosecutors and law enforcement to help save potential victims. So there we go. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Bikers Against Predator people should stand down? Or are they doing us a service? It's interesting. Boy, we're actually fighting about President Trump having been the president and Joe Biden shouldn't be. We're doing that. That's what we're doing over here on the chat. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I'm not getting in that with y'all. Talk to you later, Motorhead Motor Group, or Ironhead. I see Ironhead. You got to get back to work. All right, man. Ironhead, man, it's good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. And we got Jeremiah Thiessen. Good to see you, too. Police. Distracted driver to blame for a deadly motorcycle crash. Oh, man. Here we go again. I just did a video on the news. I just did a news video on distracted drivers. They contacted me and wanted to speak to me. Let's see if I can find that news thing I did. These distracted drivers, man, they are killing folks. Wichita, Kansas, a 29-year-old man is dead following a crash Tuesday. We actually have a chapter of the Black Sabbath in Wichita, Kansas that has been there for 30 years. A 29-year-old man is dead following a crash Tuesday. It happened at 9 p.m. at Pawnee and Washington in South Wichita. Police said Kyle Eaton was stopped on eastbound Pawnee and was turning left when he was struck by the truck. The crash sent the motorcycle into the westbound traffic where it was hit by an SUV. So he was struck from behind, thrown into traffic, and hit by an SUV. And there's a secret to that I want you guys to know. When you pull up to a intersection, keep your wheels pointed forward until you're ready to turn. That way, if you get hit in the back, it throws you forward and not into opposing traffic. That's something that I learned in driver's ed when I was about 15. I don't think they have driver's ed in school anymore, but we were taught to keep your wheel straight. So if you get hit from behind, it doesn't throw you into opposing traffic. I think that works for motorcycles too. Police said the crash is the first motorcycle traffic fatality of the year there in Wichita, and the 15th traffic fatality overall. Inattentive driving is suspected to be the cause. Police said the intersection was closed for several hours after the investigation or after the accident, and the investigation is going forward. And I mean, it's just absolutely very, very sad that somebody's not paying attention and they run over somebody. Like, I think you should go to jail for that. Let me bring this up. This is something I did the other day on motorcycle safety. Let's see if we can actually, let me see if screen 2 is working. Screen 2 is working? Let me play this for you guys.
Stir. It's a new way to watch TV.
Well, that's not what I was trying to do. Hold on here. I don't want to play their commercial. I didn't realize that they were going to put a commercial on. Hold on, let me get past this commercial. The reason I don't want to play the commercial is you don't want to do anything where you are impinging on somebody's rights, or they put some music up and then they target your video on Facebook and take your butt down. Okay, here we go. What am I missing? I'm missing something.
It is happening on Macon's roads. Let's
try again.
A deadly and dangerous trend is happening on Macon's roads. Fatal motorcycle crashes. And WGXA is tracking the numbers after 4 men were killed and 1 was critically injured in just 2 weeks. Brittany Miller is continuing our coverage tonight. Brittany, you heard from past and present bikers.
Yeah, Victoria, bikers know that riding on 2 wheels has its risk, but tonight they're calling on those who drive on 4 wheels to remember them when you're out on the road.
And you ask yourself always, is my number next? Is it going to happen to me next?
5 motorcycle crashes in the past 2 weeks have left 4 riders in Macon dead. Bikers say this trend is horrifying. John Bunch II is the former national president of the mighty Black Sabbath Motorcycle Club Nation. The 3 motorcyclists hit in a crash over the weekend belonged to his club. Tyrone Glover was killed in the wreck.
When you ride a motorcycle, there are only really 2 types of bikers, 2 types of riders, those that are going down or those that have already been down.
Bunch says riding is dangerous. Bikers are up against the cement, cars, trucks, and the bike itself.
Your body is certainly not going to win that war.
While that risk scares bikers, he confessed, it doesn't scare them away. Why? The freedom.
They're fun to ride. They're very fun to ride.
Bibb County Coroner Leon Jones used to be a biker until he came face to face with the reality that comes with riding.
Unfortunately, I got hit by 2 cars at the intersection of Forsyth and Orange Street. I'm blessed to be here.
The two men believe that in most motorcycle crashes, the driver of the car is at fault. Jones says that's what he's seen in his many years working these fatal crashes.
I've listened to the motorists tell the sheriff's department and the police department back in the day doing their interview. I just didn't see the rider.
Bunch says drivers can be distracted in ways that motorcyclists just typically aren't.
Talking on the phone, texting, putting on makeup, having soup, having coffee, arguing, beating children, and training dogs, all while driving. A motorcycle is up there, and we're vulnerable.
With the latest trend of bikers meeting their end on Macon roads, these men are asking for drivers to pay attention to those on two wheels.
Drive your car like my life depended on it.
These two men say what's bittersweet about these fatal crashes is that these men died while doing something they love. Reporting from the studio, Brittany Miller, WGXA News.
Well, there you go on that one. Of course, that was in response to the death of my brother last week. Actually, man, it's hard to believe it's been 2 weeks now. But we wanted the news people wanted to talk about a trend in accidents that were going on there in Macon. So we did that interview for them. So, man, it's tough out here when you read about these distracted drivers that kill people, and it's just kind of sad. On a good note here, a motorcycle club buys out Girl Scout cookies. Isn't that, that's yeah. Yeah. There they are right there on screen too. Good looking gents there. So the, who are they? Most people probably don't think of bikers and cops as being besties. Nah. But sometimes that's actually just how the cookie crumbles. That's why a local biker club bought out the Girl Scouts, raking out the cash for boxes of those much coveted cookies. Actually, I think you can sell them for a profit. But anyway, but those bikers didn't pull over and scarf them down on the side of the highway or inside a smoky biker bar. They hit the road to deliver the cookies to cops. Yeah. And here's a picture. They gave cookies to cops in Orange Beach PD, Gulf Shores PD, Spanish Fort PD, Alberta PD, Silver Hill PD, Robertsdale PD. These bros just went all over and gave cookies to cops. You can't beat that. They delivered the Do-si-dos to Orange Beach police, the Caramel Delights to cops in Orange Beach, and shortbreads to Silver Hill. The Punishers Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club hit Alberta, Silver Hill, Spanish Fort, and Gulf Shores too with the Girl Scout cookies. The Alabama Coastal Chapter shared pictures of the Goodwill mission to the Biker Dad blog. So, this is the thing when you don't have bikers particularly reporting the news about bikers. So the lead-in of this story would make it seem as though there were some bikers who then befriended cops, and they say you don't think of bikers and cops as being besties, but sometimes that's actually how the cookie crumbles. Not really, because the Punishers is a law enforcement police department, and so it was cops giving cookies to cops. I thought the story was, I thought it was kind of off. They almost got me. You guys, you news guys, almost got me. But no. I know everything. You can't get me on that. They almost got me, though. They almost got me. This is why you need biker news you can trust. So the way the story should read is Punisher's Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club did an incredible thing when they bought out the Girl Scout cookies from the Girl Scout troop. And in a most awesome gesture to their fellow brothers in arms and brothers in law enforcement, they took the cookies and gave them to all of the local police officers in the local police precincts and had a day of good cheer and enthusiasm for all. That's the story! And now you know the rest of the story. Someone that says motorcycles... Monday Morning Motovlog says motorcycles encourage bad judgment. It's always tell you go faster and you can make it. So ride safe, brothers and sisters. Motorcycles do that. They call to you. You can hear them calling your name. Black Dragon. Huh? Go faster. Huh? What the hell? Go faster. Go faster, Black Dragon. I know you can do it. You're not afraid. Go faster. Yeah, that's what happens. You're right, Monday Motovlog. You're absolutely right. And we got to check out your channel, Monday Morning Motovlog. We got to go over there and check them out. Anybody that has a motovlog or something like that, and you're on my channel, we're going to go check out your channel. Anyway, I think we've had a good time this morning. We've learned about all kinds of biker news, and we even ended on a good note with the Punisher's Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club giving out cookies to their law enforcement brothers that they bought up from the Girl Scouts. Just good stuff, man. Good stuff. Holy moly! It's Friday! It's Friday! It's Friday! So, have a good time and have a good weekend. And spread some love out there in the world. What the world needs now is love. Sweet love. Think about we. We, the MC. There's no I in MC. There's only we. Hey, that's a rhyme. There's no I in MC. There's only we. I like that. I could make a rap from that. But anyway, I'll see y'all Sunday night. 8ish. For Ask Black Dragon. Any questions you have, make sure to ask me. Also, make sure to tune into, and join our Discord channel. I have some special things coming up for members of my Discord channel. You will be able to, I'm going to be doing some classes that I think you guys are going to like. They'll be free of charge. All right, so Discord, you can get the link in my description below. Make sure to go to my Facebook page, Black Dragon Biker, my Instagram page, Black Dragon Biker TV, and my YouTube page, Black Dragon Biker TV, and like and share. Also, they're not sharing us on Facebook. I'm going to be on lockdown for 90 days, of which 30 days are over. So for the next 60 days, I need you guys to share me on Facebook, or the channel just sits there. They're not forwarding my videos and nothing like that. I'm on the bad boy list, so please help me out and share me on Facebook and like me on Facebook. Our podcast, The Dragon's Lair Motorcycle Chaos, Monday through Friday and Sunday nights. I'm Black Dragon. I love you all. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your comments below. Your 2 cents below. I'm out of here. Thanks for tuning in, and get skinny. That's what my rings sound like when I take them off.